Hello, good morning. This is QTV This Morning. I am Ibrahim Abalde. We are back on another edition. And on the program, I'm joined by Julde Njai. Good morning, Julde.
Good morning, Balde.
How are you?
I am okay, alhamdulillah. How about you?
Alhamdulillah.
Dan you daw demba.
Wa demba dama hawana relax tuuti rek xam nga. Sometimes
you need
yaram bi
that.
daf ko soxla.
Daf ko soxla.
So we are back. And our newspaper review guest today is no other than Aissatou Keita, a journalist and vice president of the Gambia Press Union. Good morning, Ma.
Good morning.
It's good to have you on this platform.
It's a pleasure to be here this morning.
Yes, for the first time. I think.
Yeah, for the good morning.
Yes,
for this morning.
for
Yeah,
this
it's my
morning.
first time being here.
Exactly.
Ñun ko don daw buga ñu am ko way tay la yalla dogal.
Yes, I mean today we are changing our newspaper review guests. Normally we have only men on that seat, but
And
today
that's unfortunate.
yeah, I think the last time we had a lady review the newspaper with us was like 2 years ago.
Oh.
You know, so I don't know what happened.
Well, let's see.
Yes. So on the program, like I said, we'll be doing the newspaper review. Then we'll be talking to our regional correspondent in Basse, Alaji A.F. Jallo, and on the newborn found dead in Basse Hospital toilet. And he will be updating us as to what happened, what transpired. And of course, we'll be talking to FAMSA General Assembly. We'll be talking to Hadiza Mariam Sise, chairperson of that organization, and of course Fatoumata Sadio, head of publicity of the same group. Then we'll look at China-Africa Friendship Video Contest, and Mohamed Lamin Choi, winner, China-Africa Friendship Video Contest, will be on the program. And he will be updating us. I mean, yes.
Our China correspondent.
Absolutely. So it will be, you know, good to have him on the platform so that he can tell us, I mean, what are some of the tricks and what have he done, I mean, to emerge victorious. Yes, on that note, we'll take a look at the proverb. Julde, you said it's confusing today.
It is. I really can't get my head over this proverb, but let's see what Aissatou has for us this morning. So the proverb reads, giant silk cotton trees grow out of very tiny seeds. Giant silk cotton trees grow out of very tiny seeds. Aissatou, it's
a bit like... Looking at it, I'm hearing this for the first time, but it's a bit complicated. And I might not be able to translate this actually into words, unless if Ibrahim actually helps us out on it.
Absolutely. Yes, Ibrahim, help us out.
Well, I think the proverb is telling you little by little you achieve great things. Wow. Yes, because if a giant silk cotton tree grows out of a very tiny seeds, it's telling you, you know, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. Wow. So it's if you look at the giant silk cotton tree, it's a huge tree, and at some point it is from a seed. You understand? So it's telling you. Little steps can make a difference. So
that actually makes quite a lot of sense, and it's relatable actually, because you can't just jump from 1 and then head to 10. So it's just step by step and reaching to greatness. It's quite good, and then it's something that fits well in our current society, and even where we are seated here today.
Yeah. So Julde, I think yes, it's talking about it.
Absolutely. With that, you know, it was really of help. Really, it's telling you that, you know, great things happen, but there is a lot of effort behind the scene. You can't just see someone on the spotlight and be like, okay, how is this really possible? But you don't know the struggle that the person went through to get to where they are. So that is why it's always good to celebrate one another, celebrate Gambians, our comrades, whilst they are alive. Oftentimes I used to say this, Gambians, we don't celebrate our, you know, heroes, we don't celebrate our legends, we only wait when they are dead. That is the time we come, oh, the person did this, that, and that. So be like, okay, you know, this person is a prominent individual. So let's celebrate our legends whilst they are alive, because they've been through a lot before really achieving that status.
Yeah, on that what you said actually, I'll take cue from what happened during the demise of the late president. His Excellency Sadauda Jawara. So all of a sudden I was like, where was I? Who was this actually? Who is this man? There were so many things said about him. For us that grew up in the
In the 90s,
90s
yes.
and all that. I could have said in the late 80s.
So when you said
yes.
I mean, you don't know who is this man, so I know. Okay,
Obviously,
it's the 90s.
Jame babies.
It's the 90s
Yes, actually,
baby.
for us, the Jame babies, actually, we were born, growing up knowing only Jame as the head of state. So nothing of Jawara was actually known to us. So over time, when the man was late, and then we began hearing so many things, and then you tend to question, where was I when about this man and all that. And I think it makes quite a lot of sense that we need to celebrate our heroes before they actually die. So when they die, what's there else to actually celebrate them about? We've seen so many people, the likes of Osu Njai Senior and all of those people. We should be able to celebrate our living legends so that people will get to know about them more.
Well, I mean, you know, I think it's their right to be celebrated.
Yeah, I mean, they worked so hard.
You know, if you are not celebrated, then this means the nation failed you. I mean, you have to celebrate your fallen hero. I mean, sometimes it's important. Living legends. It's important. But the only time we realized their efforts is when they die. When they are no more. That's the time you start hearing certain things about them, certain good things about them.
Just like how we should celebrate. I mean, Aissatou here is a prominent individual in the media landscape. So let's start celebrating her.
Well, I would say I have not done much enough. I still want to do more, and to me there is a whole lot of things that we can do, especially amongst the young people within us who actually came in without no knowledge, but then have this passion for journalism and so all that. For me, journalism is one thing for me that I am so much passionate about. It lives with me. This is something that I have lived on, and that is, since I started my professional career, it's just journalism, and that it's actually instilled in me. So at some point we might be opportune to one thing today that we were not opportune before, but then this is some opportunity that we can provide to the younger ones that are actually coming into the field. It's a field that is actually passion driven, and then we've seen amongst our peers and amongst our young ones who actually want to be in it, but then do not have the means to get the quality education or the knowledge that they need. So our expertise and experience could actually help, and will add a greater deal to what we want to, and especially what we envision as far as the journalism landscape of this country is concerned. I think there are prospects in terms of journalism in this country, and I think we can do better and more in equipping the young ones.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we'll take a short break. After the break, then we'll take a look at the newspapers. We'll be back.
The art of juggling is a true spectacle of agility, coordination, and speed. A symbol of progression, precision, and mastery. .5G speed is like having the juggler in your pocket. With lightning-fast download and upload speeds, you'll easily be able to juggle even the busiest workdays. Whether you're a busy entrepreneur, a creative, or just someone who wants to stay connected. Juggle your tasks with ease with QCell 5G speed. The future is here. It's fast, reliable, and efficient. First brought to you by QCell. We innovate, others follow.
Well, we're back again. This is QTV This Morning. I am Ibrahim Abalde, and on the platform with Jules Denjai and Aissatou Keita, the Vice President of the Gambia Press Union and a journalist. And Aissatou, once again, you are welcome on this platform.
Thank you.
Yeah, so let's take a look at the Standard newspaper. President Adama Barrow says he has nothing personal against Jammeh.
Quite an interesting
yeah, so I mean, considering the way we, the way we left 2016 to date, with all the noise that happened and all that happened, that transpired, today the president is saying he has nothing against Jammeh. At some point, some people might think this is an insult to the victim.
To the victims, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
So
this
what do you
actually,
make of
yeah,
this?
this actually takes cue from the recent visit by the Jammeh
The
family,
yeah.
from Kanilai visiting him. Maybe at some point looking like more quietly assuring them of his support, maybe, probably, and then there is no issue between him and Jammeh. But it's quite a critical something, especially owing to the fact of the issue of victims who have actually gone through a whole lot. What would this actually mean? At some point, the Victims Reparation Bill has actually been passed, but then what happens after that becomes a problem, especially owing to the statement that has just been said by this president. Certain things, you look at certain words, certain statements, a certain period, whether they actually meant to be said during that particular time. You ask that question as well. So, to me, it's somewhat an unfortunate one. It could be looked at in two aspects. Yes, one trying to assure victims, or assure the family of the late, the former president that there is no issue between him, and the personal issue between him and the former president. That may be the former president's family feeling some quite neglected of the current government and all that. That could be the reason why that is said. But also, on the other hand, it is not something quite appealing to the ears of those that have been victims of the former president.
Well, considering the fact that, Julde, at this point we have the TRRC recommendations, we have a lot of bills that are supposed to be passed and certain things, policies to be implemented against the human rights violations that have been done in this country for a long time. Saying this, it might trigger something. People might think this is the reason why this is delayed.
Exactly.
Yeah, that could be another aspect. We live in a country where as people hardly read. Just look at the headline and make up, things about it. When I saw this first, when Barrow says that he has nothing personal against Jammeh, this thing can be delegated, especially for the victims. They can see it as an insult, or they can see it as something that the Barrow-led administration is not ready to actually
even respect
their rights and dignity. But then if you look at it at a broader perspective, you realize that if he says that he has nothing personal against him, I don't think he is actually wrong when he says he has nothing personal against him, because before 2016, I don't think Barrow and Jammeh even know one another.
Yeah, exactly.
Or they have any interaction or any personality. So him saying that he has nothing personal against him, I don't really think that he is wrong. Most of us do not have anything personal against Jammeh, but because of the human rights violations that were allegedly committed here during his watch. So, that is the reason why many people are really against his administration and against him personally. But let's look at it at a broader perspective, like when it comes to national matters. Him not having anything personal against Jammeh doesn't really mean that, this will really have any impact on his decision, on the implementation process, as far as the Truth, Reconciliation and Reparations Commission recommendations are concerned. If that is anything to go by, if that is what he really meant, then there is a problem. Yeah, but so when it comes to their personal life or personalities, really, I don't really think
in that aspect. So that is what the statement could be. That was why I said the statement could be interpreted in different ways. So owing it to the fact that, to me, I will just like, even if I don't have personal issues with you, I shouldn't even say it out loud that I don't have personal issues with you, owing to the fact that a country that you are governing have issues with him, owing to his human rights violations and all that. So it's a bit quite a delicate issue, but then again, it is open to different interpretations as well.
I mean, I am pretty sure if it's 100%, 70% of the people will interpret it as otherwise. Exactly. Few people will understand.
Maybe we are expecting a statement from the victims.
Certainly.
Considering the way things are going. Last week we've seen the National Assembly, I mean, trying to come up with a bill whereby the president, after his tenure in office, he will be provided with certain things.
It has actually been passed.
Yes,
exactly.
Exactly. So we have seen some of the names from other parties left the assembly.
You are saying something very interesting, and it could be connected. The recent statement could be connected with the passing of the president's bill as well. Yes, there are some dots that you could actually connect. It might not be the same, but some people could actually connect it that way, that it could be a way of trying to compensate the former president at some point. Who knows? It's just saying.
Well, because, I mean, we have seen people that worked for the Jammeh region are now working for the Barrow administration. And considering
some
how
of
things
them are even
moving,
alleged to have committed
human rights violations.
Yeah, so considering the way things are going, you know, a person who doesn't understand how things work will definitely point at those
exactly.
things.
As simple as that, that is how it is.
Yeah.
So that's why I say it's open to different interpretations. So I can sit in the confines of my room and interpret it this way.
Yeah.
You sit there and interpret it the other way. And me that actually made the statement have my own reason of saying that particular statement. So it becomes very, very complicated at some
and
point.
Oftentimes we have, this is not new. We've seen the president
Exactly.
making statements and then people interpreting it differently. And then having the spokesperson or any other person from the government to come out and clarify those statements.
Yeah, unless otherwise, maybe there would be so much noise around it, and then clarification would be at some point expected at the end of the day.
All right, so government unveils social protection policy at the international conference. Yeah, so we have a lot of policies. We have policies that are not implemented. Social protection policies has to do with the lives of the people in this country. But in fact, I mean, let's take a look at the lives of the people in this country. And we all understand most of the people live in abject poverty in this country. So do you believe in policies that are not implemented?
Well, Ibrahim, yes, at 91 per se, we've seen, it has been existing so many policies, very, very good policies that have been developed in this country. But then how far have those policies gone? If only those policies were actually implemented according to how it has been implemented, we would have gone far at this particular stage that we are in at this point. We are very good in developing policies, but going by the dictates of those policies are one thing that we are very, very bad at as well. So it's quite unfortunate. The policies could be good as whatever, but then we do not go by them, we do not implement them. And at some point, even the resources that are needed to implement those policies are never even there at the end of the day. So what's the essence of coming up with those policies sometimes?
Absolutely. I totally agree with Aissatou. The issue with this country, I think it's the implementation part.
Yeah.
And at some point, I keep wondering, maybe some of the policies that we do, it's just copy and paste. We don't really relate it to our own
realities on the ground. Yeah.
So if you take a policy from Ghana or from Nigeria, it's good to adopt good practice, you know. But sometimes you connect it to your own standard, to your own realities on the ground. But if you just copy and paste, and so we just see it as a good document, but then when it comes to the implementation part, the Gambians are the one who are going to implement this particular policy. But if it is not in line with their norms, values and all of that, sometimes it's just pointless because they don't really understand it. It is just there, decorated nicely, and then people will not be able to implement it. So it's a good policy, really. You know, I hope that when it is implemented effectively and efficiently, a lot of changes will be seen in the Gambia.
Expectedly. Prior to the launching of this particular policy in question, you will see the Social Protection Secretariat actually going there and engaging people. And one of the things that they might have been faced with is people will be like, the engagement, why don't they get that? And people have right to say that. Like if you go around even engaging in interviewing people or conducting certain service, they will tell you that they get for some service they know. But at the end of the day, how much does it filter down to those people that you engage with? So it becomes an issue.
Even journalism, it went to go far to tell you that there is a lot that needs to be done, because oftentimes you will be conducting vox pops on human rights issues or vox pop just generally, and then you interview people, say, okay, maybe if you speak out, maybe there will be changes. But you hear people tell it to your face. You know, we've been talking out for several years, but nothing have been done. Your journalism sometimes you feel so bad, really, and to know that, okay, you've been saying or talking about this for decades and then nothing have been done about it. Really, I think it's frustrating.
It is.
Well, then that depends on how our media you know, organization and chiefs handle the way they do their things, especially the Gambia Press Union. I think a media house or a journalist, you know, once you give out your information, it should make an impact out there. You know, when I looked at other international medias, I think most of their government officials fear the media in
Right,
other countries.
right.
Once the media, whether the newspaper or the electronic media, once they write something or say something, you know, something will be done about that.
Yeah, you know, the media is an agent for change. We actually create the dialogue. We are agenda setters per se. And usually I tell my students that when you write news, it should be about people. People in the sense that you write stories about how people's lives are affected in most cases. And then the stories that you also write and do should be able to make impact on the lives of the ordinary Gambia. Like, for example, you go to a village somewhere, maybe in Dongoraba. Aliu Sise will actually kill me for mentioning his place. So you can go to a village in Dongoraba, and then those people are facing acute hunger, for example, or having water shortages. Coming up with a story about those people's life, and then having somebody intervening and supporting them, that is what we call impact. And usually the stories that we make, those are actually the reasons why those stories are made. But sometimes it's quite unfortunate, because we are the ones that will actually engage government, make government to actually act and do certain things. But also you can't force them to do certain things, yeah. So it depends on them to use us as a way of trying to get to the people downstairs.
Yeah.
True, yes. I'm told Alaji Jalo, our URR correspondent, is on the line, and he'll be updating us on the newborn found dead in the Basse Hospital. Yes, Alaji Jalo, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Balde. How are you?
Fine, my brother. How is it going?
Yeah, Alhamdulillah, we are doing very well. We thank you very much for this program.
Yes. Alaji, we are grateful all the time you're sending us updates on this platform. We appreciate that. At least we'll know what is happening within URR.
That's right.
Yes. So please, a newborn found dead in Basse Hospital toilet. Can you please share with us as to what transpired?
All right. Thank you very much, Balde. Indeed, this is a true story that really happened at the main district hospital, the Basse District Hospital. Now, when I got the information that a baby was dumped in a public toilet that is found within the vicinity of Basse District Hospital, so it raised an alarm that something is fishy somewhere else. So when I got the information, I had to visit the facility yesterday, where I spoke to the officer in charge, that Mr. Kamara, to find out actually if the story is true and what steps have been taken so that they were able to find out who did that heinous crime, because it's a heinous crime. And surprisingly enough, Balde, when I went to the facility, the officer in charge could tell me that they are unaware and they don't really know who actually did that crime. That is, a lady dumped a baby in a public toilet within the vicinity of Basse District. In fact, the lady was forcefully flushing the baby into the toilet.
Wow.
It's because the hole of the toilet is very small, so it could not go. And according to source, the woman delivered within that area, because you can see the cord. The woman delivered and cut the cord herself and left the baby lifeless in that toilet and ran away, leave the facility. When I asked the OIC what he could tell me, that he was not around, he was informed by the nurse attendant at the maternity ward. According to the information that he got, an escort who visited the toilet went there and found this lifeless baby in the toilet. That was when the nurse was informed, and he was also notified while she was at his residence. So when he came to the facility, upon coming, he found this lifeless baby in the toilet, and he notified his relevant authorities and the police to come and see actually for themselves. So as we speak, the hospital authority, not the police, could not establish who actually did this crime. A woman delivered in a public toilet at the Basse District Hospital, and he said this incident happened midnight on Sunday, and they cannot know who did, and the baby actually is still, according to the information, still at the mortuary for police to establish who actually did this heinous crime. But it's unfortunate that we cannot still establish that. So now the question is, Balde, the hospital has security, and there are authorities in the hospital. How can such things happen within the vicinity of the hospital? A woman comes to deliver at the facility, the public toilet, kill this baby at the toilet, and leave the facility without the notice of the hospital authorities.
Well, that's a very unfortunate incident.
This toilet in question, Alaji, is it in the maternity ward or the labor ward? Where exactly is this the toilet? Where is it located exactly?
Yeah, the toilet is within the premises of the facility, but it's not far away from the maternity ward. Because this toilet is a public toilet where most patients visit when they come to visit at the maternity ward. According to the OIC, an escort who escorted another lady who came to the labor ward was also escorting another lady to the toilet to go and ease herself. So unfortunately went there and found this thing. So it means the public toilet is not far away from the maternity, from the labor ward.
Well, that's a very unfortunate incident. Alaji Jallo, our regional correspondent in the URR, sending us those updates there. I mean,
it's heartbreaking.
Well, yes, thank you very much, Alaji Jallo. Thank you very much for that update. Well, this is crazy. I mean, the way people think sometimes. 9 months of pregnancy and just one day you deliver and you dump the baby. It's unfortunate.
It's crazy to say or to think of it. How it actually struck. It actually, this actually got so deep to an extent. Imagine, after spending 9 months carrying a child and trying to flush the child in a toilet. That's heinous.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the image there, it was so graphic. I mean, you know, the lady trying to flush that baby inside that toilet.
It's crazy. I mean,
I don't know what was he thinking, because the baby will not fit there.
Yeah, the baby would. I don't even know. The act of actually dumping a baby is something that you can't even do. That's illegal. That's bad. So, but then coming all the way to the hospital and doing that act is really crazy.
Absolutely. I mean, if you could, you know, hold that pregnancy for 9 months,
like
really, it's evident. Everybody knows that you're pregnant. I don't know, whatever circumstances that is surrounding your pregnancy should not warrant you to kill an innocent child.
Seriously.
If you don't want the child, you know, give it to the relevant authorities for them to take care of the child, not kill an innocent child.
Or even allow yourself to deliver the child. If you want, leave the child at the hospital and then go your way. If that is the case, but then killing that's
it's
bad.
Unjustifiable, really.
Well, well, it's really sad. Yeah. So thank you very much, Aissatou Keita, for joining us on the program. We appreciate, and we'll be doing this, again and again.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Yes.
But it's been quite a pleasure of being here. Only the last part of it that actually got to me that deep. But it's actually a great pleasure of having me here at QTV to join you this morning program. Thank you so much.
So viewers, we'll take a short break. After the break, the program continues. We'll be back.
QCell moy suñu boss. QCell moy suñu boss. QCell moy suñu boss. Soro. Go, ebe dawa full network suta tili. QCell. Ni lafta diamla wati jamala mune diata. QCell. Most reliable network dumala geta wati. QCell. Wo quality man yon soto jam pona manke QCell. Ani be wuloni farole kono walante be bako na jala fayola network o se taria. QCell suñu boss. Nyo finjeka indi 3G ñu delu taxi 4G plus and now we bring you 5G. Nadema 5G. First and only 5G provider. Itella follow adi doron nesa keno. Gambia bela nyon tawa fele QCell. Ko fasunta buka busi QCell. Itella multi milka kukutol nati Gambia. QCell meta lori la kiliano yele imanjina amanda wala itella ka quality dila dadi ma itelle silo wala wodol mume be keno ma. QCell sunyu boss. QCell sunyu boss. QCell sunyu boss. QCell sunyu boss. Connection be bambandi QCell sunyu boss. QCell most innovative QCell sunyu boss.
The future is now with QCell's 5G network. Experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fixed Internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. Your 5G-enabled device. Walk into QCell headquarters to get one of our 5G routers and experience the true feeling of 5G. Only with QCell. QCell brings you the future. Tech, innovation, incredible speed. The future is now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyabus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
QCell brings you the future with our ultimate bundles. Enjoy the best voice and data bundle plans in one package. Get unlimited data packages with flexible validity and enjoy what true internet feels like. Get 30 minutes of on-net and off-net calls with 5 gigabytes of data for just $350. Or get bigger bundle packages from 10 gigabytes to 20 gigabytes with over 100 on-net and off-net voice calls and enjoy the fastest internet speed in the Gambia. You can also buy 1-day, 3-day or even 7-day packages and enjoy unlimited data bundles with uncapped speeds. Just dial *343# today and experience the limitless capabilities of the QCell network. *343# should be your favorite code to dial now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, we innovate, others follow.
Step into the Espas Motors showroom for your luxurious name brand vehicle. Located along the Bertil Harding Highway, Espas Motors is the Gambia's authorized dealer for Chery, Kia, Ford, and now we bring you the new
We are back. This is QTV This Morning. I am Ibrahim Obalde. And we're saying hello to our brother, Banky, our one of our followers in Madrid, Spain, from the Gambian embassy in Spain. He follows this program all the time. Yes, and he sends his updates as well. I can remember the last time he called, he said he wants to get the number of one of the guys that were helping those migrants, those who were in you know, terrible conditions. Yeah, so they wanted to do something. So Banky, hello and good morning. Yeah, so now Julia, let's turn our attention to FAMSA General Assembly. We have Hadiza Mariama Sise, chairperson, local organizing committee, FAMSA, and Fatoumata Sajo, head of publicity, local organized committee, FAMSA. So ladies, welcome to this program. Today we only have ladies. I mean, the first segment was ladies, the second segment is ladies.
That's why it's really nice this morning. This one is exceptional.
All right, so you're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I mean, Hadiza, can you take us through what FAMSA means and what FAMSA does as well?
Thank you very much. So I'm Hadiza Mariam Sise. I'm a sixth-year medical student at the University of the Gambia. So the University of the Gambia medical students, we have an association known as UniGAMSA. That is the University of the Gambia Medical Students Association. So as a medical student association, we actually are part of international body, and one of them is FAMSA. So FAMSA, it's just an abbreviation, but it means the Federation of African Medical Student Association. So this association comprises of medical students from all over Africa, including West Africa, East Africa, South Africa. So what FAMSA mainly does is it has an executive council and it has a headquarters and also the General Assembly. So it tries to promote medical education within Africa. It brings students together in order to build capacity of students way beyond the medical curriculum that we enjoy at school. So the General Assembly of FAMSA is held every year. So this General Assembly is where decision is being made about FAMSA, and also they have a scientific conference. So scientific conference in the sense that they have workshops, they have plenaries wherein we discuss about things affecting our health within Africa and bring our solution. It's sort of a way of giving medical students a voice to talk about what is happening within our health system within Africa. So basically that's a brief summary of FAMSA and what we represent.
Okay, so Fatoumata, this Federation of Medical Students Association, FAMSA, when was it really established in the Gambia, and what has it really done so far since its establishment?
All right, so just like she has said, FAMSA had always been there for ages now, But UNIGAMSA, which is the University of the Gambia Medical Students Association, we became members of FAMSA somewhere in 2020.
Okay.
So it hasn't been so far yet, but regardless of the fact that we are perhaps one of the youngest within FAMSA, our impact have actually been groundbreaking so far. So last year, the president, the secretary general, as well as the treasurer of FAMSA were all students of the UTG Medical School. That is Yankuba Jabi.
You mean the general FAMSA?
Yes, the main FAMSA body itself.
All right.
Yes, so the secretariat was actually in the Gambia last year, and that is how we even had the courage to move forward and bid to actually host this year's General Assembly, because the General Assembly is done in different countries. Last year was in Zambia, so it has been done in Nigeria and various other countries. So the Gambia, we took the bold initiative to also bid for it to host, and we actually won the bidding. So come November 29th, that is what we would be hosting. That is the 37th FAMSA General Assembly and Scientific Conference. So we would be hosting medical students from all over Africa. And the fact that FAMSA is also recognized by the African Union and the World Health Organization as the official body of African medical students within the continent, we are actually also in a very good positions to have some of our speakers and professionals from these noteworthy organizations. So as for its impact, it has, I guess I'm an example myself, because currently, in addition to being the head of publicity for the local organizing committee, I'm also serving as the chairperson for the standing committee on publications on the FAMSA itself. So yes, we have been doing our bit, we have been participating greatly, and we have been doing all that we can to ensure that we change the narratives as far as healthcare system and delivery is concerned within Africa.
True. I mean, November 29th will be the convergence in the Gambia.
Yes.
You know, although I am not very impressed with medical students, I mean, organizing. They don't organize food. They don't do drinks. All they do is testing, you know, equipments, you know, scientific procedure, chemicals. I am not impressed. So are you ready for it?
Yes, we are definitely ready for it.
Level of preparation.
And I mean, this time we are actually going.
Remember, this is going to be the. This is going to be how many times they are hosting it?
This is the 37th.
37.
Yes,
and it's going to be
our first
37.
time.
It's our first time.
Yes.
So what are you going to
So
do differently?
I hope you are prepared.
Yes, so we are actually going to surprise you this time. It wouldn't be about testing,
Wow.
because considering the fact that this is not something that involves only Gambian medical students, but medical students from all over Africa. It also has this infusion of tourism into it. Because some of the students that are coming would be coming for the first time, because we've had registered delegates from Rwanda, Nigeria, Guinea, etc. So we would definitely love to show them why we are called the Smiling Coast of Africa.
Nice.
We would love them to know what makes us unique as the Gambia. So in addition to the General Assembly and the Scientific Conference, we have social events. We have gala dinners, and we also have showcases of cultures, whether it be in the Gambian culture or other countries within the continent. So do well to join us, and we would make sure you are well fed and that you drink very well.
I will be there.
Yes.
I know Balde, where there is no
there.
food, Mom Dal Bokusi.
So
well, you people are.
Delegates,
Yes.
how many delegates are you expecting and the location?
So we've had 150 registered delegates so far. Our registration is still on. It's supposed to end on the 10th. We're hopeful to have more because, I mean, Africans are always doing last minute, especially with pressure and everything. Some people are waiting for a giveaway and free tickets. But anyways, so far we have 150 delegates, and our target is to have it at the SADA or the Caribbean General Conference Hall. Because, like she said, we're trying to give a whole picture of the Gambia. It's the first time, and then probably will not be the first time. We also be to host the FAMSA General Assembly. There will be years to come in which other students we want to host this General Assembly. So it's like, it's a first impression, and we have to make sure that everything is perfect for the coming students that are coming.
But where are they getting the funding?
Do you
from?
have
This is
sponsors? Make sure don't mention any of our competitor on this platform. You have sponsors? Are you partnering with people?
Yes. I think our student association, we were quite aware that we can't do this alone. So we made sure at the beginning of this bidding, which we had got since January,
to write out to people that are potential sponsors, people we feel like are affiliated to this. For example, like she spoke about tourism, so we work to the Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Health, Higher Education, the UTG itself. So it's a big event that we do not restrict it to all the students. We made sure we went out there and made sure that everybody is aware that the medical students of the Gambia are hosting such event.
So far they've supported you guys, or you're expecting?
I mean, expecting, should I say so?
True.
Safer to say expecting.
Okay, interesting. Julia, I mean, I wish we had more time to talk about this. But the medical field, how is it lucrative? I mean, do you have money?
Should that be something we disclose?
I just want to know. I was also a medical student.
Oh,
I just
wow.
ran away.
You just ran away.
I was supposed to go to Venezuela to study medicine after my grade 12. But I have to run because I'm told there was no money. I mean,
I would love to bring you back, but I think you are at a safer place.
I think I'm comfortable here. Yeah. QTV is feeding me very well. So thank you. Thank you very much, Fatu and Hadiza, for coming on the program.
Thank you.
So don't hesitate to contact us. I mean, we would be very happy to go and cover your event.
Thank you.
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you very much
So
for having us.
we'll take a short break. After the break, then we will talk to the award-winning journalist, our Jurno himself. China Africa
Friendship Video Contest.
Momodu Lamin Choi. We'll be right back.
In an increasingly polarized world, resulting in hostility between and among nations, also faced with unprecedented global challenges, Africa and China are bound by a rock-solid, mutually beneficial cooperation and friendship. Deeply rooted in this friendship are the principles of mutual trust, respect, solidarity, amity, peace, and common development. Let's look at the Gambia-China friendship as a perfect microcosm of the China-Africa friendship in delivering socio-economic development. In 1975, a year after establishing diplomatic ties between China and the Gambia, leaders of both countries signed agreements worth $13 million, what remains to be Gambia's only international football stadium, which included a friendship hostel in the stadium and 6 health centers nationwide. In 2016, the resumption of diplomatic ties between the countries rekindled their spirit of mutual friendship and development cooperation. Under the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation (FOCAC), China has assisted the Gambia with some of the largest infrastructure development projects in the country's history. In 2018, the Chinese government provided the Gambia with $81 million grant aid to build 51 kilometers of roads and bridges in the Upper River region, transforming the region's socio-economic prospects. Preceding this, China assisted the Gambia to build its first ever modern and multifunctional international class conference center, which will host the Organization of Islamic Cooperation (OIC) Summit.
I am bound to use this opportunity to thank the People's Republic of China and to assure them that my government is committed to strengthening our bilateral relations further. In fact, we are exploring new frontiers that include cultural exchanges and expansion of trade and investment on a win-win basis.
During some of the most difficult periods of Gambia's history, China has stood in solidarity with our country, representing the true meaning of friendship.
The Chinese government attached great importance of the friendly relations between our two countries. We are ready to work with you to accelerate our bilateral relations to a new high.
Since 2016, over 400 Gambian students have acquired Chinese government scholarships to study critical fields vital for the socio-economic development of the country.
Realize there is ample evidence that recently, the past decade, China and Africa interaction has gone to a different level in terms of collaboration, in terms of cooperation as well, from trade to investment, technology transfer. And what is needed is an intellectual support for this interaction so that the policies made are based on empirical data.
The China-Africa friendship is comprehensive, cutting across almost every sector. For the Gambia, the China aid roads and bridges and other infrastructure development are manifestations of an unshakable, enduring, mutually beneficial friendship.
back, and this is QTV This Morning. Now to the last segment of the program, Julde. I'll allow you to introduce...
Our international award-winning journalist. We have a QTV senior reporter here, Momodu Lamin Choi, who has recently contested and won the international award in a video contest organized by the International Department of the Communist Party of China. That's a big one. Congratulations, comrade.
Thank you very much.
It's a well-deserved one.
Thank you very much, Julde, and thank you so much to QTV and everyone. This is a highly important development in my career, but also a highly significant moment for the entire staff of QTV, because I couldn't have done this alone. This took, if you watch the video right now, you will see that this is a result of a united effort towards getting us what we have achieved today. So it is dedicated to everyone who is working for QTV. It is also dedicated to those that have been very instrumental towards supporting my career in journalism.
So let's take a look at the video. I mean, this is a contest as far as it is sort of a competition whereby people will send in their videos and they'll take a look at it and scout out the video that stand out to be the best. So which countries were you competing with, or which individuals were you competing with?
Yes, it was organized by the International Department of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of China. And it focuses on China-Africa friendship. Of course, journalists on the continent took part in this contest. So it was two categories. There were two categories, essay and video contest. But of course, as a journalist who works for television, the best way I can contest in this is by, giving an entry, video entry, taking part in that category. And yes, so various countries on the continent, journalists from various countries on the continent took part in this contest. Yesterday was the award online. The award ceremony was held online. The organizers, of course, are in Beijing. But it all started when I came back from China. The Chinese embassy of the Gambia reached out to me and informed me of the competition that has been organized by the International Department of the Communist Party of China. And when I was in China, I did not only go there to visit different parts of the country, but I also did some courses. There were lectures by some top professors from highly reputable Chinese universities who taught us about China affairs. So with the knowledge and experience that I have gained from that country, returning back from that country, the embassy had so much trust and confidence that this is an opportunity, and they had the belief that when I send an entry, when I participate in it, it will be highly successful, as we have witnessed today.
So this particular contest, I understand that it's within African countries. Is it an annual one, or this is the first time they're really starting this?
It is not an annual one per se. Okay. This is a competition as part of the commemoration for the Belt and Road Initiative. China-Africa friendship in a new chapter and a new era, for mutual cooperation, common development, for a shared future. So, marking the 10th anniversary of the Belt and Road Initiative, this was also part of the initiatives by the Chinese government to ensuring that, of course, Africans bring out their voice, putting pen to paper, and also documenting the developments, the success that has been registered so far, and looking forward to the future, the hope, the opportunities, and all of that. So it is in line with this theme, in line with this spirit, that this competition was organized in order to hear from voices from the media. Of course, political parties even took part in this essay, in the essay contest. Wow. Media institutions also took part, journalists like me. So it was for them to hear African voices on the story of China-Africa friendship in a new era.
And we know that, Balde, there is no doubt that China, they did numerous development initiatives in the Gambia in terms of roads, bridges, and all of that, which is really evident, you know, in the video and, you know, the things that they've been doing in the Gambia in recent years. When it comes to China-Gambia relationship, how would you really gauge it?
Of course, it is at a very strategic level. One of the most strategic and important development partner of the Gambia is China right now. Of course, both countries share similar and common experiences, experience of poverty, experience of, you know, of development challenges, and so on. But China has moved on to what it is today. And China also believes that, you know, a sustainable development requires mutual cooperation with development partners. Africa's #1 trading partner is China for 13 consecutive years. And the trade volume between China and Africa continues to grow annually. Last year, it was more than 200 billion US dollars. And if you look at this Belt and Road Initiative cooperation between China and, and Africa, over the last decades, okay, with the success registered in the BRI, more than, more than 130 hospitals, more than 170 schools have been built, more than 1,000, kilometers, 10,000 kilometers of railways have been constructed on the continent. Okay, more than 6,000 kilometers of, of roads also has been constructed on the continent. So when it comes to, the China-Gambia relationship, it has gone to a very, strategic level. When I was in China, I have witnessed, officials from the government visiting that country and given the opportunity to speak on high-profile, platforms. Of course, something that is quite unique because looking at the, the Lantern Forum that was organized in Shanghai, the only African minister that was invited to speak on that platform for the first time, okay, came from the Gambia, the Foreign Affairs Minister of the Gambia. And after that meeting, he had a bilateral meeting with the Chinese Foreign Minister Qin Gang, where they, had some bilateral talks, and it was announced that China is going to, apart from the roads and bridges that have been constructed in the Upper River region, China is committed to supporting the Gambia's energy sector. A feasibility study has already been signed. In the coming, months or coming, year or years, there will be some developments that will be registered as it has been done in the Upper River region. So it's a cross-cutting, cross-cutting sectors have been covered in this China-Africa cooperation, reaching to a higher level.
True. I mean, I think you did justice by mentioning, collaborating when it comes to the energy sector. I think this is a thing that the country needs the most, you understand?
Absolutely.
So with that, I mean, it will also do another impact,
Absolutely.
like the Roots and the Belts project.
Initiative.
Yeah, so, I mean, is this an annual contest? I mean,
did mention
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, as I highlighted, it is not annual contest per se, but this was organized as part of the commemoration for the Belt and Road Initiative, 10th anniversary of the Belt and Road Initiative. So, given the opportunity for African voices to highlight, the progress and the prospects of China-Africa cooperation, the hope and the opportunities lying ahead in this. So, it is not an annual contest. But if you look at it, I just want to say this. When we had the opportunity to travel to China, what we saw and the stories we reported has really been well received by the Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs. After when I delivered my speech at the closing ceremony for the program I attended, the Chinese Foreign Affairs Minister shook hands with me and said something quite touching, and I was not expecting. One, she said she can remember me. We met at Shanghai. Of course, that's true. Secondly, she said, but you are very hardworking.
Wow.
You are a very hardworking person.
Everybody knows that.
And she said, because of your stories, now Gambians have a better understanding about China. I think the problem of our sentiment or our misconception about China-Africa cooperation has been really necessitated by the the reports that we've been hearing and all of that. So eventually, I think we don't have enough time.
We have people like you to take us through, at least for us to have a better understanding what that relation is. Because now we understand it's a win-win situation. It's not just based on interest of China. More and what does it come with? I mean, is there a package?
What is next for?
You didn't tell us about the package. Huh?
There is no package apart from the certificate.
All right, so viewers, this is all we have.
Until we come your way tomorrow for another.
We'll be back here tomorrow.